In this video, I'll discuss the very basic model of the skincare industry of the biggest corporations out there that sell products that are either cleansers or moisturizers or various ilks. We'll discuss exactly what the mechanics of the skincare industry are and the skincare routine are, and untangle this web of nonsense to put you on the path to great skincare. Before we get started, don't forget to smash that subscribe button. Also, don't forget to share and like this video. Now let's get going. So what is the basic model of the skincare industry? If we are to parse and actually break that apart into two major categories of products, we have the abrasives, we have the moisturizers. We have the abrasives, we have the moisturizers. The abrasives are any category of products that actually dilutes and takes away from the superficial elements of the skin or the skin barrier. So the abrasives are hot water. The abrasives are detergents of any kind. The abrasives are the physical abrasives, which are the brushes, the loofahs, the exfoliants, the gloves, the washcloths, anything that scratches and scrubs at the skin is an abrasive by default, and it does actually undermine the skin barrier. All these products in an additional number of other categories of lesser known products such as toners for the most part are in fact abrasive and damaging to the skin barrier. Now, these are encouraged to be used by the skincare industrial complex in various levels through promotions, through commercials, through all sorts of skincare videos online, many of which you would have seen yourself. They're promoted by healthcare professionals, by skincare professionals, and these are widely spread and everybody tends to use them for whatever reason. Now, these are not completely without benefit because we do actually get benefit from certain abrasives, specifically soaps, and soaps can prevent the spread of infection, especially in the right context, in the healthcare context or in the food industry context, or even at home if you are caring for a sick loved one who has an infectious disease. The soaps are actually known to prevent the spread of contagious or infectious disease by virtue of washing the hands. This is something that does actually work. The same cannot be attributed to cleansing the entire skin from head to toe, though. So that was taken and blown out of proportion, and everybody's using these products thinking that they're getting some kind of benefit, either antimicrobial benefit and preventing the spread of infection, which is not really a thing when you go beyond washing your hands, or they think they're getting some sort of a benefit by getting rid of elements that are found naturally on the skin that were problematized by the skincare industry. So those elements include bacteria, not necessarily as an infectious organism, but just for the heck of getting rid of something that is considered filthy. There's another element that the skincare industry calls dirt or gunk or pus or grime or oils that were also problematized but are actually part of the skin barrier, naturally occurring on any part of the skin and making the skin healthy and keeping the skin intact. So all these elements that are naturally occurring on the skin were problematized by the skincare industry and through various channels, in that notion that the surface of the skin must be cleansed for health reasons is what's driving the use of abrasives, the very widespread and almost indiscriminate use of abrasives. So the abrasive products are promoted heavily by the skincare industrial complex and other elements that are associated with the skincare industrial complex, and everybody uses them. But what do abrasive products and practices do? They abrade the skin barrier. How do they do that? They dilute the contents of the skin barrier from oils to proteins to polysaccharides to microbes, and they just get rid of them or dilute them and decrease their presence significantly, and that creates a need for the skin to replenish those elements. So these elements actually do replenish themselves in some way. The skin does recreate the various elements. The cells that make up the skin surface create those elements. The microbes replicate and multiply, albeit maybe a little differently, and so does the skin, but they do recreate elements that try to restore a semblance of the skin barrier to the surface. But with this deficit that is created in the skin barrier, with this undermining of the skin barrier that is promoted by the use of abrasive products, we create a need for moisturizers. Now, what are moisturizers? Moisturizer is a little bit of a misnomer. A moisturizer is really a product or an element that helps the skin hold on to water content or help the skin maintain its barrier to prevent the loss of water. So this is a pretty broad category of various elements that do different types of tasks. Specifically, there are three types of moisturizers. There are the occlusives or the oily moisturizers that very abstractly seal in all the juices by coating the skin with an oily layer, specifically products like petroleum jelly. And then there are the emollients. The emollients are products that condition the skin. They make the skin softer. A lot of occlusives are actually emollients as well. They create that soft skin feeling after having spent some time on the surface of the skin. And then there are humectants. These are molecules that draw water to them and increase the water content wherever they're found. Some of the better known humectants are glycerin, hyaluronic acid, urea, and ammonium lactate. So all of these are practically humectants, and they draw water to where they are, so they increase the water content on the surface of the skin. So the skincare industrial complex basically encourages consumers to use one category of products, which are the abrasives. And the abrasives undermine the skin barrier, thereby creating a need for a second class of products, which are the moisturizers. And that is what creates the Fireman Arson of the skincare industry. So if you're encouraged to use skincare products from head to toe and undermine the skin barrier by so-called cleansing or getting a benefit from getting rid of all sorts of elements that sound very problematic, very, very bad for you, just know that you're basically being propagandized to use products that create a need on your skin to use a second set of products, which are the moisturizers. Now, it's not that abrasives are without their benefits. We mentioned the benefit of preventing the spread of contagious or infectious disease. That is a legitimate use of abrasives in a very limited way. And then there is controlling body odor in some ways, and some people who have very strong body odor. That application of a detergent needs to only happen under the skin folds where body odor is produced, while the rest of the skin does not really produce any noticeable body odor. So the use of soap from head to toe, again, buys you very little benefit as far as getting rid of body odor, while focused use of detergents, specifically fragrance-free and dye-free soap, under those skin folds will actually provide the same benefit that washing the entire body would. So you want to focus your efforts when you use the abrasives. Also note to avoid any physical abrasives, which are completely useless. The entire category is, that is. So don't use these elements. You don't need to exfoliate. You don't need to scrub your skin. In fact, any one of these practices does abrade the skin and create a more sensitized environment for your skin to become more easily irritable and problematic. So don't use these products on a dime. Don't use these products, period. Now, what about moisturization, you say? Well, moisturizing is quite important, especially if you have dry skin. If you have oily skin, if you have normal skin, that means that you have an intact skin barrier that produces enough of its elements to maintain its integrity, and it doesn't really need any crutch or any help of moisturization. It can do very well for its own by itself. It doesn't need your help. Now, what if the skin is dry or sensitive or feeling irritated? Well, that's definitely a call to moisturize. And what you want to do is you want to pick the best moisturizers out there. Now, the best moisturizers out there, petroleum jelly is one of them. It's an amazing occlusive. It's easy to apply, it's cheap, and it's safe. And I love petroleum jelly. Another great option is our shea butter based moisturizer, Butter Oasis, which I've talked to you about before, and this is just coming out on the market. I created and designed this product myself. It is made with shea butter, cocoa butter, and argan oil only. It is free from any artificial preservatives, any artificial dyes or fragrance, anything else that's a redundancy, anything else that's extra and doesn't belong in this product is not in this product. This product is made exactly and especially for you, to give you the utmost benefit, to give you the best value for what you're buying, with ingredients that are only working for you, not working for anybody else, not working for the manufacturer, not working for the government, just working for you. And I want you to take a look at this beauty right here. And look at it. It's creamy, it's velvety, it's nice and ivory white. And you can take that. Smells like chocolate, and I'm going to show you how to apply a moisturizer correctly by doing that. So as you see, I have a very small amount of the product on my finger, the tip of my finger. It's a little bit more than a drop size amount. And I'm going to lay this down, And what you want to do is apply it on the back of your hand, for example, after having washed your hand with soap and water. What you can do is just rub it on the back of the hand. You see how small of an amount you actually need. You don't need a lot. There doesn't need to be any residue. And in the end, what you end up getting is the skin being covered with a very subtle shiny layer that is microscopic in thickness. It doesn't need to have any residue at the end of the application. You're better off having no residue at all than having a little bit of residue that'll stain surfaces around you, such as furniture and clothes and possibly other people. You don't want that. So that is the way to apply the moisturizer to your hand. Also, applying a moisturizer to your face, you can take a little bit of product on the tip of your finger and dab it on the forehead, cheek, and chin, and then just spread it all over the forehead, cheek to nose, and chin, and then you're going to spread it all over the face to cover the entire face, and there you have it. So this is Butter Oasis coming soon to our store. I can't wait for you to try this product, this amazing product, which is great for any age group. Anybody suffering from dry, sensitive skin can use this product and enjoy it. It's a pleasure to use, and I hope you enjoy it yourself at home. So this is how you use a moisturizer that is just amazing. You can use petroleum jelly in the same way if you want to go economical, which is perfectly fine, but avoid the Fireman Arson of the skincare industrial complex. Use detergents and abrasive products judiciously, only as needed, to prevent the spread of infection, maybe get rid of body odor, but don't overdo it. And moisturize judiciously. Don't overdo it. Only if you have dry, sensitive skin, if you have irritated skin, not if you have normal or oily skin, like myself, for example. So be very careful, be selective, discerning, and discriminating about your use of abrasives and use of moisturizers. Don't get caught up in the Fireman Arson of the skincare industrial complex. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to smash that subscribe button. Also, don't forget to share and like this video. For more information about skincare scams, shenanigans, and tomfoolery, not to mention the skincare industrial complex Fireman Arson, pick up my book, Sick Skin, Skincare Made Simple on Amazon.com, now available in audio. Thanks for watching. God bless.